Welcome. This is Ayana Lahi, and I am so very happy that you are here with all of us today. In this week's episode of Be One, Be You, we are diving into the theme past life persecution as your awakener. Let's jump in. Why am I bringing this forward to share with you? In my own life, I've experienced needing to understand some of the tight knots inside of myself. Many, many decades ago, I read R.D. Laing's book that developed the theme of there being knots inside of ourselves. And I was in high school and I wanted to know what those knots were. And that was part of my personality, and my continuing personality is to understand and unravel inside of myself what can reveal the jewels of my being. So I share with you past life persecution as your awakener, as a way to embrace your ability to be conscious of the pain that's inside of you. And the pain that is inside of all of us is an awakener. It really can hurt. It feels painful, and it's part of the human journey. And I'm one of those people where I love love, and I live from a place of peace, and I've always wanted to create peace on earth since I was a child, and did the little things that to me were expressions of creating peace and prosperity for all in the world. The ways that people hurt one another is part of the human dilemma of pain. We have the ability within ourself to open up the causal level, those Akashic records. And that's one of the many services I provide, gifts, sharings, to be able to read a person's Akashic records and offer the way to move through the full spectrum of the experience in this lifetime and in the moment now. The persecution that has always happened in history has been to take something away from another person, to make another person feel less than so they can feel more than, to humiliate a human being, builds up the false power in someone who has left their connection with the source to hurt another person in order to experience their own power, for the persecutor to experience the power that they wish they had, the power that they wish they had, but doing it through creating pain and hurt for someone else. Where we're coming from here is being the person who has received persecution. Many, many of you who are walking your journey of awakening in this lifetime were brought to the deep cry out, the need to awaken in this lifetime in order to move into the truth, the being of who you are, the essence that's experienced as light. Your true self is the awakened you. And you find yourself rocking back and forth inside, shaking, quaking, maybe laughing, maybe wanting to shut down, when you realize that the power that's inside of you is so great that somebody else had to destroy your confidence, your ability to stand in yourself. Most of you who walking this trail, this pathway, the journey of your own self, there is no external path. The path is inside of you. Those of you walking your awakening truth path of experiencing your relationship with the world, with the universe, with the source within you that's known as God, and in many other cultures, a different word. It's the source, the central point of the universe that's most important. Whatever it's called doesn't really matter, except to you, and it should. Through the pain, through the heartbreak of losing one's life because of a past life, some examples of persecution over the last 2,000 years have been being burned to the stake, imprisoned for no reason except that you believed that you had a direct connection into source. And this was a time period between 800 and 1700. Beheaded, stoned. A lot of you have had recognitions of being hurt in some way. Some of you were born into a family in this lifetime where they couldn't get you. You could have been from another universe and dimension. Some of you were born into a family who cheered you on and really loved the perseverance and the presence that you have and that you are. And no one worked to stop you from being who you are. Others were born in a family where there were challenges and blockades along the way. So your experience is unique to you and very precious and very, very important, because how you move through any resistance to you, barriers, resentments, judgments, criticisms, abuse can all be made use of in your awareness as the awakener. It is through our pain that we can awaken to what illusion is. It's really like kind of wild that most of us have programmed our minds to live in an illusion. And the first levels of awakening and enlightening yourself, like really turning on the light switch, is coming through the illusion that we've had in our mind. To successfully, meaning on a whole level, to me, success means being a whole person, that you are looking at 360 degrees in the circle of awareness. And we live in a culture where you can succeed in one aspect of life. Like if you succeed materially, you're seen as a successful person, but the rest of your life can be really a mess. And that's okay. That's just part of the illusion until we wake up and we realize that We're here to awaken into who we are. Recognizing that you have perhaps a fear of being judged and criticized that might be extreme, can be a signal for having been persecuted in the past. You might have chosen to be in a family in this lifetime who in some way abandoned you, betrayed you. And possibly rejected you. Experiencing that in your life is a sign that you are presently in a lifetime of consciously choosing to clear the past persecution. Who you are in this matter really, really counts. Like who you are in this lifetime matters deeply. How you matter to yourself is really important. And part of the global collective mindset right now is the split in power of over others. And what is power? So your power is deep within your body. And it is the life force, the natural energy of your life force that's inside of you. So when we look out into the world and we see so much violence and really feeling the level of anger that's here and levels of confusion about what is appropriate for there to be so much violence and pushing up against boundaries. What is it that we're really trying to break through and change? The direction of evolution right now on the planet, it's going to take quite a while to get there. It's not overnight, but it's to get to the point everything's being broken down. It's being broken down so that something new can come forth. You're moving through your pain levels that are in your DNA of your cells in your body is part of this breakthrough process that's happening on planet Earth, where as a collective, this is coming from the higher planes down and from the physical plane of being in our everyday existence up, and they're meeting in our heart. Where this is all going is the breakdown of separation, where people are living harmoniously together in acceptance without one level being higher than the other. I've only experienced this one time in my life, and that was after 9/11 in 2001. Spirit had sent me back to New York, where I grew up. And I had been on the West Coast for almost 20 years. And after 9/11, people would turn to each other on the city streets, at the stoplights, and talk to each other. It didn't matter what class, what color, what religion, what culture you were. People honored each other and respected each other in the subways. It was pretty amazing. The persecution memories inside of you are there, and they make you feel like you're different. They make you feel like you're not worthy of life, that you don't matter, and that you are not enough. And when you break through that illusion, you awaken. You have an awakening. And awakenings happen in levels and stages. It's not like a person is just fully awakened, just, completely at once. Every great master, every perfect master who reached perfection studied and worked and went through the unfoldment into themselves within a period of time. And then the true final awakening is always given by a perfect master, and there's only 5 of them on the planet at any time. The hierarchy of light, those beings who work on the inner planes and gather at certain times, different points in history, would come together to create the next phases of evolution for humanity. Waking up through persecution is really important so that you can see clearly through the illusions of living in separation from yourself and from your pain. And right now on planet Earth, there is another cycle happening of increased pain. There's already been plenty. And in that contrast and opposite is the acceptance of the truth, the light that we are. Pain is created through being separated from ourself, and yes, being persecuted for one's religion, for one's color of the skin, for one's culture, for one's political beliefs is painful and actually unnecessary. And so sometimes on planet Earth, when there are situations that can appear unnecessary, they might be unnecessary to me, but from the perspective of someone else, they'd say, people are awakening. The collective is awakening. What I'm sharing with you is that you've been through a lot over many lifetimes. And in this lifetime, in this present moment, you have a choice to sleep or to awaken. And your awakening is to the truth and the light within yourself. When you're persecuted, you're being persecuted for your very existence. So if you get clear in this lifetime, get clear with your existence, meaning who you are, what moves you, what are you committed to, what's important to you, how do you practice, how do you expand yourself into yourself, how do you embrace that ancestral pain and shift it, move it. You're going to shift and move it through entering into the light that is within inside of you, that infinite love. In the Spirit Gateways Institute courses that are part of the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village and in the True Mentoring Program, you are given the tools, the immersion into your gateways inside of you to awaken into the light that you are and to live it, to integrate it into all facets of you so that you free yourself from your inner wounds. Some of those inner wounds are from the persecution of who you are. Many different spiritual perfected masters, avatar, the soul that reincarnates as the avatar time and time again throughout all history, have gone through persecution, have gone through standing in front of people who see them as being wrong and a threat. The light that you are must be nurtured and tended to, held and embraced. And that's the purpose of the Spirit Gateways Institute offerings. It's to hold you, embrace you, guide you, nurture you, and support you to make important breakthroughs through your past life and your ancestral lineage now, and through your own soul codes, through what you bring forward now. And the work I bring to you has been a commitment and a dedication of over 45 years to bring this all together through my own experience in working with thousands of individuals to really find that truth pathway that's not of any religion or new age theory or belief system. It's a direct experience is what you get, what you are offered. So your next step is to receive in your heart the pain that's here, and to bring in the light from around you, to ignite the light inside of you. And in the coursework, in the Evolutionary Empowerment Global Village, you're able to be guided step by step how to do that. For those of you wanting to dive deeper and really go for this. And once you're back in the center of yourself, you're able to transform those deeper levels that you've brought with you into this lifetime with greater ease, with greater understanding and self-respect. I invite you to come subscribe at my website, ayanalahi.com, IANALAHI.com. And you'll also just be informed of all the different events that I'm offering. And this is the time to untangle and melt down the knots inside of each and every one of us so that we can reach into our greater purpose of who we are and what these times are really here to help us experience, to be closer and one with the love, that light that we each are, so that we can create into the world that new humanity that will be arising and moving into action in the years ahead. We're in a very in-between time right now that requires focused attention and to avoid numbing out as much as possible and to breathe into the light that you are. I'm looking forward to getting to know you and support you in your journey. Until next time, thanks so much for joining with all of us. This is Ayana Lihi.